Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Hey, Brat, you're number one girl. Good evening, PG. Much love. God bless. Summer Moon, Utah, Wales. To everyone in the chat, prayers for Miss Norway. Prayers. Amen. Absolutely. Number two, Miss Justice 111. Much love, PGA girl. Much love to you. You know it. All right. And number two there. Deputy Sheriff number three. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello to you, Deputy Sheriff. Good. That's good. You was in number three. You haven't been in the top 3 or 4 here lately. You made it tonight. God bless. All right. And let me see. Linda, number 4, girl. You're number 4. Hello, PG. Hello, chat. All right. God bless. Hello, hello to you. Hey, Bridget, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you in here too. God bless. And let me get down through here. If you find a knee brace, you'll find Grandus. Yeah, right. Hey, Angel, how you doing, girl? Good to see you in here. Ruby Rainmaker, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Good to see you, girl. Justice for you. Good to see you. Hello, Mama PG. Prayers to you, Mama PG and family. Hey, girl, I appreciate that. God bless. Much love to you. And let me see, Grieving Mama, how you doing tonight, sweetie? And I'm heading down through here. Spread the love. Good to see you. Ah, there's our Australia. We see you, girl. There you are. All right. The legendary, how you doing? Good to see you. Anyway, I wanted to we're going to start going back, right? What we're going to do is we're going to take suspect by suspect by suspect, and we're going to thoroughly go over what they was doing, right? What they was doing June 15, 2021 up till now, right? And we're going to do Grandus first. We're going to do Grandus first, right? Is Grandus missing? Where's Grandus? Nobody's seen Grandus in a long time, right? Nobody's talked to her. Nobody's heard from her. Nobody knows where the hell Grandus is. What happened to Grandus? What happened to Grandus? Last I heard, she was hanging out in Wisconsin quite a bit and, sneaking up on the hill, right? Sneaking up on the hill here and there and once in a while. But for the most part, nobody knows what Grandus is actually been doing, right? Nobody really knows where or what Grandus is up to. Hey, Peanut, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. She says, you miss me. You miss me, PG. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, girl. We found you now. Right? We got you now. I'm Dorothy. Hello, PG. Summer Moon, Utah Wales Army. All purple hearts and flowers, roses for summer. God bless. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, grieving mama. Feeling a little blue 'cause the cold weather moved in. Has me half freezing. Yeah, right. I heard that. I heard that. Cold weather's moving in everywhere. Everywhere. No matter where you at. Right? Unless you out in sunny California. And they probably feeling a little bit of a chill right now too. Right? It's cold. It's getting cold everywhere. Aw, greetings from South Africa. Hey, Debbie, good to see you, girl. God bless. Hey, Kathy, there you are. Is she really missing? I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows where she's at, right? Nobody knows where she's at. Oh, wow. All right, girl. There you go. I bought myself a Guess handbag for Christmas. There you go, girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you, I I really like um some of the Guess handbags. They are so pretty, right? They are so cute. And they got the juicy handbags. There's some of those are really cute too. Um, they got some real cute handbags out there. Um, but you know, according to YouTube, PG doesn't carry nothing but the best of the handbags, the very, very expensive ones, right? I'm supposed to have the Louis Vuitton. Oh, I'm supposed to be carrying Louis. Um, I wish, right? I wish. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I think the other handbags, the ones that are somewhere between, 30 to $80. You can pick them up for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Oh, right now you can pick them up for almost nothing, right? With all the big sales going on. But I think they are the prettiest. I think that they're, the nicest ones. Um, I don't know why people make such a big deal out of, the Louis Vuitton handbags, you know, but I just don't think they're, I don't think you know, Hollywood handbags, are, for one, I don't think they're that cute, to be honest with you. Um, I think they're kind of blase. Um, but they don't have, I think the ones like the Guess handbags and the Juicies and the stuff like that, I think they have more character, more, more style. They definitely have, more room, right? Where you can put everything. Um, I tell you what, I pack one of those any day before the other ones, right? I ain't out to impress. I'm out for, you know, comfortability. Um, to be honest with you. And, you know, are you really going to stick your Louis Vuitton handbag in a cart when you're grocery shopping? You're going to throw it in a, cart? And heck no. You're going to be worrying about it the whole time, right? Somebody's going to pick it out. Um, oh hell no. I just, even if I could afford Louis Vuittons, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And I tell you why. Because I'm probably, I don't think Jesus wears a Rolex. That's my problem. I don't think Jesus wears a Rolex. I don't think he drives a Maserati, right? Or a Rolls Royce or a limousine. I just don't believe Jesus does that. Because, and the reason Jesus doesn't is because, you know, he can wear a regular watch, right? He could wear a $5 watch and tell time. And all the rest of that money would be a lot of bread to help the poor, a lot of food to help the poor, a lot of clothes to help the poor, right? That's a lot of money. Why are you going to waste it? If you're going to waste that kind of money on a pocketbook, why don't you just give it to charity? Why don't you just give it to, a woman's shelter so you can help a lot of women stay safe from, from evil people wanting to hurt them and their children. That's the way I think. So, before I would buy a Rolex, I would donate. I would buy just a regular watch to keep time if I really needed one, and donate all the rest of that money to charity before I go wasting it, right? I don't need a Rolex. But girl, I'm glad to hear you got your beautiful pocketbook. I use a cheap $15 handbag that looks like a T. Yeah, I heard that girl. Baggy. Oh shit, that cracks me up. I'm gonna tell you. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the name of my purse is. I have no idea. I, d- I don't know. I really don't. That's the truth. I don't even know what kind of handbag I carry. That is the honest truth. I have no idea. I just, when I go shopping, if I see, and I don't buy a purse unless I absolutely have done destroyed my other one, right? I don't buy one. Um, like I, one of my kids, you know, was needing, to take Advil, right? They were needing to take it. Um, and I had to, like if I'm out somewhere and it's time to give my kid, the Advil, then or any type of medication. I always keep the medicine in my purse, right? I put it in my pocketbook so if I'm out, they still able to get their medicine if needed, like for cold or fever or whatever. And anyway, it was Advil that one of them was needing, to take, and I put it in my purse and the lid came off, right? And it totally and utterly destroyed my pocketbook. I'm bringing you up, Brat. If you want to close your camera, you can. Hey, girl, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I
Happy
don't know.
holidays to you. Happy holidays, girl. I would say Merry Christmas, but it ain't Christmas yet, right?
Not yet. Happy holidays to you. I was hoping that you could see my eyes.
Oh, well, if you drop off back into the back down
Oh,
into the
that's
back.
okay.
Oh,
That's,
okay. Oh, girl.
yeah.
Lord of mercy. What happened to you?
I went through that surgery Monday, and right in the middle of my eye, they call it a gas bubble because I did gas surgery,
Right?
but it feels like a big old teardrop that won't drop.
Oh,
And
it's
all I'm seeing is black right now.
it was. Is it normal to get that gas bubble?
Yeah, because they did gas surgery on it,
Right?
and I'll have it for a week at least. She said, and by the time I go back, I should be able to see really good by then.
Okay.
But right now, everything is black in that eye. Let me
Oh
see.
wow.
I'll show you right in
Oh
the right here in the middle of my eye is all black.
whoa. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's you're going through all of this, girl. I'm gonna keep you in my prayers.
see my
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that.
it's called a bulga bulga tea bulba.
Right. That is cute. That is really cute.
Everybody likes it.
Yeah, I do too. I like that. That is really cute.
That's why I said, it's just a cheap $15 purse. I ordered it from a girl from California,
Oh, wow.
and the girl that I don't have Facebook anymore or Messenger, so I can't order from her anymore.
Right.
So I'm not gonna stay up here because I know you got a lot to cover on Summer's channel, honey, but I've been wanting to show you what my eyes look like, but it's been just so noisy in here.
Hey, girl, we are definitely keeping you in our prayers. We are
I,
keeping you in our prayers.
I
Yeah,
think
they found a body. Yes, they did. They found someone in Tennessee. Um, yeah, in the landfill. That's true. We don't
uh-huh,
know. We don't know if it's an adult or if it's a child or what it is yet. But yes, they did find something in the landfill. Hopefully they come out and update us on what is going on out there, right?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Keep keep these missing kids in your prayers, guys.
I appreciate you reminding me of that, Molly. I appreciate you reminding me of that. I was going to talk about it and it has slipped my mind and you brought it up. I appreciate that. God bless. Man, Molly's on top of it, trust me. Right? Molly is on top of it.
Okay, honey, I'm gonna let you go so that you can get on the case.
Okay, will you rest, girl? It sounds like you need to rest and just heal. And did they say you can add like, um, like a cold compress or a warm compress up against your eye, either one to help
Yeah,
speed things up,
yeah. They said that I couldn't get no water in my eye right now,
right?
and I can't sleep on my back. I have to lay on my side. I can't bend over,
Oh
and
no.
I can't lift anything 25 pounds. And then the first day that I had it, I told Phoebe I had to sit in the chair with my chin into my chest and try to read my phone from my chin being in my chest, and I couldn't do it.
Wow.
Could you imagine sitting with your chin in your chest for 24 hours?
Oh God, no.
Yeah. So
No.
I was in bed that whole day because I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It
But
sounds
I
like,
will. Huh?
and what was the surgery for?
It's called a membrane. I went to the eye doctors and they found it going across the middle of my left eye and they call it a membrane. Now
Right.
I went to the eye specialist and the eye specialist calls it a sticky gel. Like it's a clear line and it sits in the middle of the eye, and
Right.
every I would blink or move my eye, that gel would go up or down.
Oh,
And they had to go in and remove that whole line.
wow. Did it
And they
hurt? I mean, was it bothering you? Was it hurting or?
it just gave me I very bad blurry vision, and it gave
Oh,
me a
okay.
lot of headache.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and they said
Wow.
that it is genetic, and then I found out my mom had it and I didn't know.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
And wow, that's like when they take off like cataracts,
Oh
it's
yeah.
not the best surgery, but it's pretty easy. I mean, they got it down almost down to a science now, and you go in and
Yep.
it's almost nothing to remove cataracts anymore.
Yep.
Or laser surgery, to correct your eye vision. The laser surgery is, not too extensive either. It sounds like this was pretty extensive.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, they put this blue, you know how they dress or put a blue sheet or something over you before surgery?
Right.
They put this blue sheet over my face
Oh
and
yeah.
I had an eye patch on my right eye to protect my eye. And then they took this blue sheet was so sticky, it stuck to my face.
Right. That was so they would be able to zone in on nothing but the eye.
Exactly. But I'm telling you what, I've never had a facial, and if that's what a facial felt like when they pulled that shit off my face, I don't want one.
I heard that. Oh shit. Yeah. I don't like people messing with my face. Um I had a girlfriend, she got this waxing, this waxing, how they do your eyebrows wax job. It was
Yeah,
it was really big. A lot of girls, getting their eyebrows waxed, and um man, I'm gonna tell you what, they messed her up. They messed her up. It was bad. I was like, no, I think I'll just keep doing my own. I don't want that, right? It's like,
exactly.
no. Stay
I
away
told,
from my face.
I told that doctor, I said, if this is what a facial feels like, I don't want another one.
Exactly, right? Exactly. But hey, you know what? It's done. It's over. Everything went good. Praise the Lord, right?
Exactly.
Praise the
Amen.
Lord. Absolutely. And, you
They
know,
just,
and we will keep praying. We'll keep praying for your recovery and everything goes well. And, I personally pray that you're back on your feet in no time, being
oh,
able to do all the things you want to be doing in this
it's
life.
before Christmas.
Oh, yes. Did they give you the dark glasses to wear?
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
this? Yeah, because light probably hurts your eyes, right?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it's very,
Anytime.
very sensitive.
Yeah, anytime you people mess with your eyes, um, you sometimes I mean, that's the worst. Light, when light hits it, oh my God,
Yep.
it can send pain like you ain't never felt before, right?
Exactly. I thank God, TG, every day that they caught it early because if you don't get it taken care of, it can cause you to go blind.
Wow,
And it's
wow.
good that they caught it early.
I don't know. I don't know. I might just have be blind in one eye. Right? I might have to be blind in one eye. I don't know. Um, I don't know.
I
But
keep I keep telling myself God doesn't want me to see no evil or hear no evil because I'm almost deaf. And
right.
to speak no evil, so God's got me covered all the way around.
I'm gonna tell you, I got a scratch on my eye one time. Um, and I'm gonna tell you what, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I didn't think nothing of it at the time, when it happened. I didn't think nothing of it. But then, I think it was the next day, I woke up and like my eye was, like glued shut or something.
Yeah.
And as crazy as I was, I literally pulled it apart,
Oh,
to open it. And then I, stumbled into the bathroom and, washed my face up and everything. And I'm one of those crazy people, rope soap all over my face, my eyes, and everything else. Um, and washed my face down. But anyway, I went to the doctor's that afternoon, and the doctor's like, "Boy, you're lucky that you jerked that apart because if you didn't, we would have probably had to, you know, like cut it
wow.
open." I'm like, "Whoa!" Right? Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad I was. I'm glad I was crazy enough to do that, you know. But
My
yeah,
grand my
and
grand
eye drops. They gave me some, antibiotic eye drops or something, and it healed it up like a few days. It was, real. It was back to normal. But light, I had to put a patch over it because, and or wear really dark sunglasses
Yep.
because the light would just like mess it up. It would shoot pain, and It was horrible. It was absolutely, as long as I, had really dark sunglasses on or the patch, it
Yeah.
nothing. But man, the minute that you remove that patch and somebody flipped on a light, it was like, what the
Yep.
hell you think you're doing? Right? Yeah, get that shit off. But yeah, I'm telling you, I, I think your eyes is probably one of the most sensitive places that you can get worked on, right?
It is. My grandson told me that it looks like I got pink eyes because it's like clear at the top and then all red underneath.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what surgery does to you. That's what surgery does to you.
Yes,
Um,
me.
my grandmother, she had to have that cataract surgery. I remember her having to have the cataract surgery, and she had one eye at a time done because she didn't want to, do it all at once. Um, it would be too overwhelming with her age and everything back then. And I remember her needing another surgery, even more so than the cataract surgery, but she got the cataract surgeries instead. And I guess whatever the other
Now,
thing was that she should have gotten done, um, you know,
do
she
they
really
do
got the other stuff done.
do they do surgery for glaucoma?
Mm, I don't know. I don't know. That's behind the eye. Glaucoma is something that gets behind the eye.
Oh my
Um,
God, PT,
I think it's they do something to dry it up, right?
I was awake through my surgery.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are.
Well,
When it
what they did is they knocked me out, and then they put my left eye to sleep,
right.
and then I woke up. I woke up just before the right,
I don't.
and I'm fighting trying to get my left eye open, and I could not do nothing because it was sleeping.
Right. I don't mean to. I don't mean to laugh, but I got a brother that they did something. I don't know. I do not know what they did, and I don't should not be laughing. I know, I do not like to laugh about stuff like this, but my brother is so funny. He is like so stupid, and he's so funny. And I guess and they put some they put some little drops in his eye, right? That was supposed to numb his eye up. He said, and he said that he thought they was going to put him to sleep, and he said that this doctor didn't ever put him to sleep. And I guess they numbed him up, on the other way, and he's wide awake. And he said he's seen it coming at him.
Oh my God.
My brother is so, I promise you, he is so stupid.
I, I rem- I felt them pulling that gel off.
Right?
I, c- I could hear the suction and I could feel her pulling that line. And I was like, what the hell?
I tell you, yeah, it can get crazy. It can get crazy inside those places when they're doing stuff to you. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, but
Exactly. Okay, honey, I'm going to let you go so you can get on the case and whatnot. I will be listening. Yep, my
hey,
noise button
girl,
coming
I'm
in.
good to see that you kept good spirits through it all. God bless.
Thank you. Much love to everybody.
Much love to you. God bless you, girl.
God bless you, honey. Bye.
Bye. Oh goodness. She said that I had cataract surgery. It was a breeze, and I could see so well, but they will cloud up and need zapping to clear it up. All right. Okay. Yeah. Um, I hope that helps. I hope that helps people. Yeah, I heard that the cataract surgery is just like nothing. It's like nothing today, right? Um, no biggies at all. They've come such a long ways. Uh, I had glaucoma and need to put drops in my eyes. I always had. Um, I also have my cataracts removed. There we go. Yeah, I knew they used something to dry up the glaucoma stuff, because it's like behind the eye, like a flood or something behind the eye, to my understandings. Anyway, I want to get back to Grandis. I want to get back to Grandis, you guys. Um, it's missing. Yeah, she's missing. She's missing of um, from the scene June 15th, 2021, right? She's missing from being out here and, talking and trying to help and search and seek and find her granddaughter. She's definitely, she's been missing. She's been missing that ass from day one, right? She's been missing that ass from day one. Um, let's talk about old Grandis. All right. Here she is. Look at her. Take a look at old Grandis. She sure likes to snuggle up to them pretty girls, right? She likes to snuggle up to these pretty girls. She's even snuggling up to Allison, right? She likes to get real close with these women. Look how close they get. Don't seem right to me, but you know. And there she is. She likes fishing. She's like like mother like daughter, I guess, right? She really loves to fish, and so does Candace. And that's something old Grand Ass and Candace have in common. Um, what I don't understand, and look at this picture down here at the bottom. It's Candace is in the middle with Grandis and then Summer, right? Why isn't little Summer? Why ain't little Summer on the other side of her grandmother? I mean, why ain't Candace where Summer is, and Grandis in the middle of that door with little Summer on the other side of her, right? I mean, I would think you'd want to hold your granddaughter close to you, right? To make sure that she's being well taken care of. Ain't you supposed to, as a grandparent, ain't you supposed to be your grandchildren's guardian angel? Ain't you supposed to love these kids, just like they're your own, or even more than being your own? I don't understand. I don't understand. But no, little Summer's all the way over there, you know, like she's no part of Grandis, right? Like she's no part of Grandis. I didn't quite ever get this picture here. And then Candace wanted to take a picture of just her and her mommy, right? Just her and her mommy. And kind of toss Summer out of the picture, which I found quite weird as well. I found that quite weird. Grandis is up here, I think this is supposed to be Summer's birthday party, right? It's supposed to be Summer's birthday party. You can see that she didn't get much, right? She didn't get much. What was these people doing with their monies? What was Don Wells doing with all that money? What was Candace doing with all the money? What was Grandis doing? I mean, Grandis was getting, she was getting Social Security, right? I'm pretty sure she was getting Social Security. And Grandis had worked for many years, so she was getting a pretty healthy, probably, anywhere from, 1,700 to $2,200 check a month, right? She had to be getting a pretty good lump sum of money because she had worked for years. What the hell was she doing? She was living up there rent free inside of a fucking trailer. Rent free inside of an old beat up freaking trailer. Wasn't really spending no money on anything, right? She didn't pay rent, she didn't pay water, she didn't pay gas, electric. I mean, She wasn't paying nothing. She was running extension cords from the Wells house over to her trailer, to burn what little light or, whatever she was, you know, burning over there, which I don't think it was much because she was outside most of the day. She wasn't like she was up in that trailer. She was only up in there like, you know, to go in and go to sleep pretty much. So, and a lot of times she was staying in the Wells house, right? Inside the house, not even out in the trailer. What was she spending all that money on? I mean, she couldn't eat that much money. She couldn't eat that much food a month, right? I am not understanding it. Where's all this money going? These people ain't buying these kids no really nice clothes. They're not buying these kids no really nice toys. They're not, using none of the money to, fix the house up. They're not putting windows and doors in or siding on or, you know, laying carpet through the place or even painting it or putting in new kitchens or bathrooms or, they're not doing nothing. They got all this money coming through. They only pay like $200 or $300 a year taxes on that property, right? I mean, everything. It's the cheapest living in the world. It's the cheapest living in the world. What the hell was Don Wells doing? I mean, he was making like, um, I'd say $3,200 every couple of weeks, right? Every couple of weeks, he's making $3,200. So he's making, $6,400 a month. And Grandus is pulling in about, almost $2,000. So, 84. They was bringing in like $8,400 a month, right? That is $8,400 a month. Where the hell's all that money going? Where is that kind of money going to? Yeah, I think you're right, Anna. I think you're right. How could somebody do, that's why Jody Sue wanted to stay right where she was and keep Andy's bank account full, right? I think she wanted, I think, I think Jody Sue, you know, really would have liked to stayed across the hill keeping all that money coming in. Because she said that, Dom was giving Andy, right? Giving Andy like $1,000 or more, $1,000 or more. I don't remember. I think she said, every couple of weeks he was, and how much was he down there giving to Fred? How much more was he down there giving to Fred? And then, the liquor stores and the cigarettes and, that's where, it doesn't matter what you make. Doesn't matter. The Wells are a prime example that it does not matter how much you make. It's how you spend it, right? It's how you spend it. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Molly. I heard that too. And Jody Sue was upset. Jody Sue was upset that they were still able to buy a bag of corn dogs. I'm sure it was a bag of corn dogs because she wanted them. And something to drink and some cigarettes, right? She's like, I don't know how the fuck they afforded some liquor and some freaking cigarettes and corn dogs. Big old bag of, not that it would feed anybody, but, big old bag of corn dogs. Like she wanted them too. And I was like, what the fuck? Really? You were after their corn dogs? That is just sick, right? I mean, she had to have been or she couldn't remember it, right? I mean, those corn dogs really stuck in her freaking head, didn't they? She ain't got over it to this day. Yeah, they could start buying some soap for starters, right? They could start that. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's pretty disgusting. Pretty disgusting how they lived. I mean, these people probably didn't really even have a water bill. It sounds like nobody was running out the water but Don Wells, right? Only person that was, hiding up in the shower with children was Don Wells. That was it. That's the only water that seemed to get used around there. So, and so the water bill couldn't have cost much either. Molly. Yeah, I heard that too. Matter of fact, I heard that right here on this panel, right? Don Wells, Don Wells told Jody Sue that she was after him. That yeah, he did. He said that. That's not a lie. He said she was wanting his corn dog, and he had to tell her no. Right? That was funny stuff. That's true. Okay. First off, Grandus and Candace were the main two humans with Summer on June 15th, 2021, right? They was the main two caretakers of Summer that day, both of them. Grandis was as much, you know, uh, reliable and responsible for Summer as Candace was that day. They were both there. They were both present to watch over this child. Both of them. They were both there. Candace, Hunter, and Summer was all on the video at the horse pond, but not Grandis. Why? Where was Grandis? Where exactly was Grandis? I think Hunter told the truth when he said no, Grandis stayed in the car. Right? Grandis didn't even get out. She was where was Grandis? Oh, she was in the car. She was putting minutes on her phone or something. She stayed in the car. That's what Hunter said, and I think he was right. I think that's the truth. I believe that Grandis did stay in the car. I don't think she ever got out. When talking with the news, Grandis said she was at the top of the hill hoping no one abducted the boys too, right? That's what she said. She said that she was hoping no one abducted the boys at the top of the hill. She says, I'm up here and I was just looking over and just hoping that no one abducted the boys like they did. Well, why did you have the boys down there looking if you knew Summer was already abducted? Why would you even have them fucking looking? I wouldn't have my boys looking if I already knew that, that my daughter was gone. I mean, really? I'm going to send my fucking boys out looking for another one of my children if I suspect they have been abducted or know that they had been. She said her exact words was, I was worried and hoping that they weren't abducted like Summer. Well, why did you have them out there? Why would you have them out there, running around if that's what you truly believed had happened? Don't make no sense to me. I mean, what I'm saying is it's Donald, Candace, and Grandis. All three of these people, that supposedly don't know what happened to Summer. They supposed to not know nothing, right? Like Summer was supposed to walk into the house and just evaporate, right? Just evaporate right there. Like UFO binged her up and she's gone. Nobody's seen it. Nobody knows. And she's just gone. Now, you don't know what happened. You have no idea. If you have no idea that, what the hell happened, then, your first response is going to be, she's somewhere around here, we're going to find her, right? That's going to be your first response, because that's what you truly want to happen. And you're not going to give up hope on knowing that you're going to find your child, because you're sure, especially if you put it in a house, you're sure that you're going to find it somewhere in that house if that's truly where it was, right? You're going to, you're not, and most of the time, if you put a kid in the house, you're going to find it in the house. You're going to find it, you're going to find this child in the bathroom, or you're going to find a kid, tucked away, hiding somewhere, right? Or maybe in the same room you just walked through, you didn't see it. You know how many times I've walked into a room and did not see my child and walked back out, and then being like, where's so-and-so? They're in the room. I just went in there. I didn't see them. I go back in and there they are, right? And I say, was you in here when I just came in here? Yeah. I watched you walk in. I watched you walk around. I watched you walk out, right? No, I don't think you were in here. Yeah, I was. You picked this up or you picked that up. You put it. Yeah, that's what I did. So the kid wouldn't know what I'd done if it wasn't sitting there, right? But you can't believe that you'd walk in a room and not notice your child being right there, right? And here you are looking for it. And I think as parents, we all do this. I think as parents, we all do it. We don't see them, right? You don't see them. I mean, a lot of parents almost jump out of their skin, right? A lot of parents almost jump out of their skin because they walk into a room and they're doing something and the kid speaks. And it's like, whoa, where'd you come from? Right? You didn't see the child. So you almost jump out of your skin because when you went in there, you didn't see nothing. And then when it talks, it startled you. I mean, we've all been there. So what I'm trying to get at is I believe that, if they put her in the house, they're not going to right away, as soon as they was, saying that she's abducted. It sounds like, it sounds to me like it was rehearsed and scripted out, and that's the story they decided to stick with. And in my opinion, that's my opinion. So, that's kind of shady. I think that's kind of shady that what Grandus said to the news station. I think it's very suspicious, very shady what she said. For all of their stories matched up, right? They're also Grandus's story matched up a little too much on point, right? A little too much on point with Don and Candace's story. It's like, three people ain't going to all, I know, I know that, here's what I'm saying. I know that if my grandmother, my mother, and me, okay, if we were all in a house together, right? If we were all in a house together, and something, and say something disappeared, right? Say something disappeared. Maybe the keys, house keys or something. I don't think that we're going to all agree on what happened to these keys. I might think they fell under the table, or, maybe they're in the sofa, or maybe, you know, they got misplaced, that maybe you didn't lay them where you think you laid them, right? I would think that my mom may think that, somebody might have picked them up, somebody might have moved them, you know. And my grandmother, she'd have been going around checking, coat pockets and stuff, saying, "Hey, look in your purse. Maybe they're in there." We're not going to all three have the same story. There's no way in hell that all three of us are going to have the same story on point of what happened to something that disappeared. I just find it really suspicious that Dawn, Candace, and Grandis all seem to have the same exact story, June the 15th, 2021, for law enforcement. That's all I'm saying. Because I think that somebody's story is going to be a little fucking different, and it wasn't. That's very suspicious, right? Just saying. But they was. So can you rule grandma out of everything? Can you rule grandma out of everything, right? Let us not forget that Grandus, also left out of there like a bat out of hell. Let us not forget that she left Ben Hill Road, right? Like a bat out of freaking hell. Um, you know, Summer comes up missing, right? And Grandis hauls ass and she ain't coming back, right? She ain't coming back. The time that she's needed the most, the time this woman is needed the most, she leaves, right? She takes out of there, right when she was needed the most. I don't understand that as well, you know. And she wasn't even trying to come back. She wasn't even trying. It wasn't like she was going over into Wisconsin to see her doctor and then come back, get back over into Tennessee real quick because her granddaughter's missing. She hauled ass to Wisconsin, baby, and she wasn't coming back, and she didn't come back until law enforcement called her back. And they called her back because she told a YouTuber, she told a lady that she had fell in love with on YouTube that, oh, I took a napsy nap, right? I took myself a little napsy nap. Well, law enforcement calls her back. That's what she was doing in Tennessee when the news station showed up. She had gotten that ass called back for questioning again. The only time she seemed to showed up in Tennessee was when law enforcement wanted to question her, right? Over something. So she would show back up. Why was Grandis hanging around Ben Hill Road anyway? Why was she hanging up on Ben Hill Road? I mean, she wasn't hanging up there for the children. What was she hanging up there for? Why was she hanging up there? And, let us not forget, too, that grandma had old Billy. Remember old Billy the drunk hanging around? She had some undesirable people. She was pulling some really undesirable people up on that hill herself, along with Candace and Donald. I mean, they were all bringing some really undesirable people onto Ben Hill Road. What the hell was going on up there? I mean, nobody seemed to care about these kids. Nobody seemed to be watching over these kids, or taking care of these kids. Something was going on. And Grandis, Grandis seems to be just as much involved in whatever happened as the rest of them, in my opinion. That's my opinion, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know, my opinion is, I don't know who got out of Ben Hill Road the fastest. it seems almost as if Grandis and Andy took off together, right? It seems like Grandass might have gave Andy a ride. I mean, I think she came off the road, you know, made a sharp fucking turn towards Andy's place, and he just jumped right on in, right? And they bailed the hell out of there. That's what it seems like, because there's smoke still going up from them leaving, right? She did. She had to go to Wisconsin to her doctors, because they won't give you, you know, because they won't give Grandis the opioids, right? In Tennessee. She went to the doctors. She had a fight the very day Summer came up missing. Grandis had a fight with the pharmacy because she thought that they had some opioid pain medication for her, and was really fucking pissed when she found out they didn't, right? And I think that's what she was, um, what she was going into Wisconsin for. I think she went all the way to Wisconsin because she was seeing a doctor that would give her, load her down with the shit she liked the most, and then she come pulling it back into Tennessee with her. That's my opinion, right? I think she was going to one of those probably pain clinics over in Wisconsin, getting the mother load and pulling it back into Tennessee, if you ask me. That's my opinion, because that's what she was after. And that's what she had a fight with the pharmacist about the day Summer came up missing. She went and got a big fucking shot in her knee. And then when she found out they didn't give her, the pain medication she wanted, that she thought she was getting, she went mayhem, right? She went fucking mayhem. And, that's a true story. That's a true story. And doesn't Andy remember what he drove on the 15th of June? I'm sure Andy does remember what he drove. I think he knows what the hell he was driving June 15th, 2021. Um, I think Andy just doesn't feel that it's anybody's business what he was driving, right? I think that's his way of just being, sarcastic and ugly, and mind fucking to the people. He knows exactly what he was driving. No doubt in my mind. He knows exactly what vehicle he took to work, what vehicle he drove home that day. Um, no doubt, and law enforcement knows. I mean, law enforcement definitely knows what the hell Andy was driving. When he came into Ben Hill Road, and what he was driving. Because they were right there, and law enforcement wear cameras, right? So when he came in, he's on film. He's on, law enforcement's camera of what he came in driving that day. So, law enforcement definitely knows what Andy was driving. That's whether we do or not, they do. So, um, from what I understand, he was driving some type of SUV. To my understanding, I don't know. I don't know what he was driving, but I heard it was an SUV. It wasn't a car. It wasn't a car. I heard it was an SUV. So I don't know. Oh, so he did say he was driving a Kia Soul. I don't know. I have no idea, you guys. Um, what it looks like he's driving to me right there with Grandus is the Beverly Hillbillies truck. Right? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. And that's why I think it was a frame job, or the boys would have told it all. I think Don Wells knows exactly what happened to Summer. Absolutely. I think Grandis, knows exactly what happened to Summer as well, right? I truly really think they do. Um I think they do. Let's listen. Let's go on and listen to some more things here with Grandis, because that's who we're going to be on tonight.
Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables, I believe it was.
Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables. I believe it was. I believe it was. You know, Hunter said that Grandis was in the vehicle. Was in the vehicle waiting at the horse pond. I don't know. I'm not so sure that Grandis was in the vehicle at the horse pond, because Allison's house ain't too far away from that emergency room. Could Candace and Hunter could Candace and Hunter have dropped Grandis off with Allison and then went to the horse pond? And then when Grandis's prescriptions were ready, they could, sometimes the pharmacy will call you, right? Sometimes they'll alert you that your prescriptions are ready. And then Grandis may have, I don't know. Candace could have went back, right? She could have went back and picked Grandis up. She could have went back and picked Grandis up to go pick up the prescriptions and, and get something to drink. And then they stopped at the store and went from there back to Allison's house. I don't know. I don't know. I just know Hunter said that Grandis was in the car putting minutes on her phone, right? She may have been in the car. She may have been in the car. I don't know. All I know is Hunter also said that Summer was the only one wet on a pillow next to the driver's door. He said she was, and he said over there. Like he moved his head, like she was against the driver's side door. And he said he kept saying, trying to say he was in the middle, you know, that Summer was in the middle of the car because he had to, get in on Candace's side. But that's not true. That's not true. Because then he says that they moved the boxes to the back of the truck so he could sit down, so he could get in. That would be on Grandis's side, and that was supposed to go down at the hospital, right? Hunter has Hunter's the one that's been all mixed up and can't keep his story straight because he's lying. And he's young. He's young, so he can't keep his story straight. One second he's saying that, they moved the boxes so he could get in, sit down. That would be on Grandus's side. He says that, Summer's the only one wet. She's over there, on the driver's side against the door on a pillow. And then, when he thinks about it, then, when he's fucking his story up, he says, no, she's in the middle. And, he's in the middle with the milk jugs. And then the next thing Summer's supposed to be in the middle. Hunter has really screwed up, June the 15th, 2021. I think, I believe that when Hunter said they moved the boxes so he could get in, that's true. When Hunter said that, Summer was the only one wet on a pillow against the driver's side door, that's true. I think that's all the truth. When he said that they came out and put, the milk and stuff in the bed of the truck, I think that's true. When he's saying that Summer was in the middle and, and he was holding the milk jugs and he's in the middle, that I think that's all fucking lies. That's why he's screwing it up and getting it all wrong, because it's, it's not true. If you really listen to him, that's what you got to do. When people talk, especially young people like Hunter, they can't keep it straight. So what happens is his subconscious mind slips out the truth through his mouth like it has. And then, he has to remember the lie. He has to remember the lie. Young people can't. Young people just cannot. Like older people could tell you a damn lie. And somehow, they could keep that lie going for a long time. Right? Some of them right into the ground. But young people can't. And I think we're getting the most truth out of Hunter's mouth, about June the 15th, 2021. We're getting more information from him, as far as truth goes, than we are anybody else.
And then we come back and I went in my camper, and after we brought my groceries in for me, and the boys helped with that, and of course Summer. And I laid down and went to sleep, and I got up and I was sitting in my doorway, and we come out, and Candace asked me what I was doing. I said, well, we got to transplant these little cactuses into bigger pots. And
Now Candace came out and asked her what she's doing. She said that she has to plant those cactuses into bigger pots, right? Well, Candace didn't tell nobody to watch Summer when she came out there to talk to Mommy at that particular time, right? Do you find it suspicious that Candace didn't ask no one to watch Summer at that particular time? But after Summer came out, they walked her all the way back to the house and asked someone to keep an eye on her because Candace was going to go back over to Grandus's to do her a knee brace. Now, when she first went over there to ask, how Grandus is, what she's doing and why she's out there, right? She's at Grandus's camper the first time. She comes out and goes right on over there. Summer's right there inside the house then. But she asked us no one to watch Summer at that time. Do you find that suspicious? Put a 1 in the chat if you find it suspicious that, that Candace didn't need nobody watching Summer when she was at Grandma's house the first time, But the second time, she seemed to need someone to watch Summer. I find that very suspicious, if you ask me. Just saying that shit seems suspicious. Because I mean, if I'm going to go out of my house, if I'm going to go out of my house and go, if I'm going to walk out my door and go talk to somebody, right? Go talk to somebody out front or out back. It don't matter. A neighbor. If I'm going to walk out and go watch a neighbor, talk to a neighbor, um, you know, and I don't ask no one to keep an eye, you know, on my daughter when I go out to talk to the neighbor. But, I come back in and then, take my daughter outside, take my daughter out to help the neighbor do something. And this time I ask somebody to watch her, right? This time I send her in the house and I ask someone to watch her. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make any damn sense to me. Because, if I didn't need nobody watching my daughter the first time I went out to talk to the neighbor, I sure don't need nobody watching my daughter, when I send her back up into the house. I don't need nobody watching her. She's back in the house. She's back where she started from, right? I wouldn't need nobody watching her. I just find that really fucking suspicious. And I mean, and Candace wasn't going out, to talk to a neighbor. Candace was stepping right out. It's like you stepping right. It's like you stepping right outside your fucking door, right? And walking about 10 feet away from your door to talk to someone. 10 freaking feet away from your door, right? Why would you have to walk someone 10 feet? I mean, 10 feet, I could have watched my daughter go in the door, right? I wouldn't even had to walk her. I would have just, hey, if you want to go play with your siblings, go on. I could have just watched her get into the door and then, went ahead and did what I was going to be doing. Because I know she just went in, right? I mean, she's safe. She's in the house. And Candace says, I don't know if that basement door was open or not. I don't know. Well, the reason you don't know is because you didn't check it. That's why you don't know, right? That's why you do not know. Just saying. If I just walk through my house, right? If I just walk through my house and one of my doors are open, I know someone has been outside, right? Someone has been out or they are out. That's, common sense. Common sense. And, if I go through my house and I see one of the doors open, I go look to see who went out. I check to see who's still in the house, right? Who went out? Was it my kid's uncle that went out, left the door open? Was it one of my kids out there? What are they doing out without, letting me know they're going out to be the first place, which, they're not supposed to do. Who opened the door? But I'm going to tell you something. If I was looking for one of my kids, right? If I was looking for one of my damn kids, they ain't in the house and I'm looking for them, I'm going to notice that door open. I'm not ever going to forget that freaking door being open. Ever. Why? Because it's trauma, right? I'm going to remember that door being open because it's a time that scared the crap out of me. And people don't forget when shit scares the hell out of them. You don't forget it. Right? It's like, it's like a car accident. Right? It's like a car accident. Somebody hits you, you remember that car spinning, or your head smacking a window, or you bracing yourself against it. I mean, everything that went on, every freaking second of that movement sticks with your ass, right? It's like a ride at the fair. It sticks with you. You don't ever forget it. It's when you climb out of that car, and whether you're okay or you're not, you do not forget. You do not forget what went on in that car. You could still see all the stuff happening. It's like you're reliving it over and over and over. I'm going to tell you, trauma stays with the person. That's stuff you don't forget. And Candace doesn't know if that door's open or not. She knows. I'm going to tell you. She doesn't know because she fucking never did look at it. She didn't ever bother, to check. So she wouldn't know. She wouldn't know because she didn't, what she did is went down the bottom of those staircase in that basement. She's standing there freaking out, wondering how much the boy seen or knew. And then she went back up that staircase to question them. What she really needed to know was they on that game machine the whole time? Was they occupied the whole time while all this stuff was going down? Right? That's what she needed to know. It's just the way it is. From my understandings, it wasn't Rose's husband cheating. It was Rose. Rose supposedly, Candace's sister Rose, who has disappeared. And Grandus didn't run from that, right? Grandus was all over the news. Grandus was, out searching and all kinds of stuff when Rose came up missing, right? When her daughter came up missing, she was all in. And she goes to Wisconsin every year to some kind of missing persons thing, right? Every year she shows up at a missing persons thing because of her daughter being missing. But she hauls ass when her granddaughter comes up missing, right? She hauls ass to get the hell away from law enforcement, to get away from all the questioning, to get away from everything, right? She hauls ass. So you tell me, if old grandma's all innocent and shit. Because it don't sound like somebody innocent who runs like hell when their little granddaughter just came up missing, right? When, what I'm saying is grandma already had a history of what she would do if someone's missing. She had her daughter, Rose, missing. And she was all in. She was all in searching. She was all in to everything. Talking to the news. She was all in, right? She wasn't running from nothing. She wasn't running from anything when her daughter came up missing. But she ran when her granddaughter did. Right? Big change there, wasn't it? Big change. So it tells me something ain't right with Summer's case.
Out, and then we brought the crochet and put them down. And then Mom, she went and took her stuff to her house, put her stuff away.
Okay.
And Mom took her stuff to her house and put her stuff away. Now, Grandus lied. Grandus said that, that the boys helped her take her stuff into her camper, and Summer too. And Summer too. right? That's what Grandus said. And Candace says no. Granny ass jumped out of the van with her leg brace and, you know, hauled all of her own stuff into her camper, while me and the boys and Summer takes the stuff into our place, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. Put a one in the chat if you don't believe Summer ever got out of that vehicle. Put a one in the chat if you don't believe that Summer ever got out of the back of that vehicle on June 15th, 2021. Because I don't believe she did. I don't believe there was no planting flowers. I do not believe that there was no candy or washing hands. I do not believe there was any walking her back to no fucking house and telling anybody to watch her. Right? I don't think so. I think Candace manipulated her boys the way her, Dawn, and Grandus has been trying to manipulate all of us. I think Candace told her boys, I sent your sister in here. I told you guys to watch her. I even said the middle boy's name. I said, watch your sister. Right? And they just believed her. She mind screwed her own kids. She didn't holler up in that house. She didn't tell nobody, but she made her boys believe she did. And when you do that to children, you know, they, you know, they start to believe. They start to believe that they might have heard you. They start to believe that you might have done it. Right? And I think them boys were like, she's probably down in the basement playing. She's not up here. You know, she probably went to the basement. These boys are like, we didn't even freaking see her. You know, we didn't even see her. She probably, you know, what do you mean? I think she manipulated her own sons into believing that Summer was, you know, did get out of the freaking truck, did come in, and they just, you know, and they missed it all. And because they were too, you know, because they don't listen. They're bad kids. They don't listen. You know. I don't think she ever made it into that house. To be honest with you. I really don't. And that's the truth.
And then, of course, me and Summer went back over, put our stuff away.
Okay. You went back in?
Yeah, me and Summer went back in the house. And then we were just doing normal stuff.
Okay.
Around the house like we normally do. And I come out, Mom was sitting there at the time I come out, and I'm standing here. Okay. I was like, what are you doing? What are you staring at? She's like, these plants, I gotta get them transplanted. I was like, well, Summer will help us, so I went back in. By that time, she was sitting on the floor playing with her toys.
Right here?
No, in the kitchen where we were just at.
Okay.
She was actually sitting on the floor playing with her toys at that time. I said, Summer, you want to help plant flowers? And she jumped out, left her toys a mess, of course. That's cool.
Yeah, well, that's what kids do. It's their job.
What?
Okay.
We walked over here and we transplanted these cactuses from the little pots that they were in. And transplanted these ones here into this bigger pot and that one.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what. Look at this. Take a look at this right here. Where's those little pots? These motherfuckers don't throw nothing away, right? They don't throw nothing away. I mean, Chris was up there. Chris was up there like within days, right? Within days, he was up there. And these are people that do not throw anything away. Where's the little pots? Where is the little pots at that the cactuses had came out of to be put in the bigger ones? Where are the little pots? Because I think if there was taken out of some little pots, those little pots would still be laying around there somewhere. They'd be stacked up on that bucket, or they'd be stacked up over there, on the ground underneath that freaking clay pot, right? That freaking clay pot, because Grandus likes to collect more plants, right? When she goes out places, she likes to collect more plants. So I would think that those pots would have been right there, for her to go collect more plants with. There's no little pots. There's no little pots anywhere around here. I don't see a fucking one. So where are they? Where are they if this is true? I don't think it is.
And then she took the rocks that we've gotten from different gem mines when we went up to Gatlinburg and stuff.
Okay.
And she's the one that spreaded all the rocks around in here. And then she put her puppies in here. She wanted.
Candace and I got up that morning. She came out and took me into the ER because my leg was messing up on me. And we were afraid something was wrong with my knee. I have a knee replacement. And she was worried that there was something wrong with it. And she took me into the hospital. And I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain. And they prescribed me medication to take to get the swelling down out of my knee and around my knee because it was inflamed. And then we waited around for my prescription. Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables, I believe it was. And then we come back, and I went in my camper, and after we brought my groceries in for me, and the boys helped with that, and of course Summer. And I laid down and went to sleep, and I got up, and I was sitting in my doorway, and we come out, and Candace asked me what I was doing. I said, well, we got to transplant these little cactuses into bigger pots.
Right, Karen. Absolutely. That's exactly what she's doing. Grandus is trying to sound like a poor old little lady, suffering so bad and all the bullshit, right? She's trying to act like, ooh, you hear? Well, she sure didn't sound like that when she was bitching PG out, did she? Remember that time she got on, I don't know whose panel it was, but she was really running that mouth and bitching me out. Remember that? What poor old little lady. She was all like, yeah, F that PJ. Remember that? Oh, yeah. That damn poor old little lady didn't sound so poor then, did she? Didn't sound like nothing was hurting her when she was bitching me up and out, right? Hell no. Come on, she evil as hell. I'm going to tell you, this bitch is anything but fucking old and poor, and look how she's humming like, right? Fuck yeah, shit. I'm going to tell you something. You got that right, girl. You got that right. Yeah, she sure did. She wasn't humming like that when she was bitching me up and out, right? Hell no. Man, she was feeling all froggy and shit, right? She was feeling all froggy and shit behind that fucking freaking computer screen. That old ass, right? That old ass was feeling all froggy. Wasn't nothing hurting her that day. Wasn't a damn thing hurting her that day, right? She was giving me all kinds of hell. Absolutely. You're right. You are right, Mockery. Absolutely. Unbelievable. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave you to my mods, Running Bear. I'm gonna leave you to my mods. I'd like to give you a steel toe boot, but I'm gonna let my mods handle it however they feel it needs to be done. Freedom of speech is not an echo chamber. Hey, baby, I'm gonna tell you something. This is the only fucking channel you're gonna find that's got some freedom of speech for your ass. Because the rest of them channels, they can your ass right fucking now. Trust me, if you are not saying what they want you to. There you go. We put up with a little bit of shit over here, right? Because we do believe in freedom of speech. But if you're a turd pop sucker popping up in here to talk some trash, my mods are probably going to give you a big old steel toe boot right into PG hell, and then you can find your way through a tunnel, right? Through that tunnel right back over to the turd pop suckers. I think there's a tunnel from PG hell over back to the turd pop suckers channel. And that's where you'll be finding your way back to. Just saying. You better hope I don't seal up that tunnel, because then you'd just be stuck in PG hell forever. No place to go. No tunnel. I suggest maybe you pop out and just go back to the turd pop suckers on your own. Right?
And we did that, and then Summer come in and had a piece of peppermint, which is her favorite, and
oh, Summer came in and had a piece of peppermint, which is her favorite. What freaking kid, peppermint's their favorite? What kid would pick peppermint over a Hershey's chocolate bar? You tell me one kid you know that will pick a freaking peppermint over a big Hershey's chocolate bar. Because I don't know any kid's going to pick a peppermint over a Hershey's chocolate bar. I ain't ever seen one. I ain't ever seen a kid. Matter of fact, I ain't ever seen a kid pick a peppermint over anything, to be honest with you. Most kids don't even like peppermint. Right? That's old people's candy.
then she went in. She said, Mama, I want to go play with the boys. Candy walked her back to the house, and she asked the boys to keep an eye on her, and that's the last time I seen her.
Tell me, when you first realized that Summer was missing, what was going through your mind, and what was it like here?
To be blunt, it was hell. I mean, and I apologize, I'm blunt. As everybody knows, I have a missing daughter. She's been gone for 12 years. And all I could say is, oh God, not again. And I couldn't do nothing but cry. And we yelled for her, and we yelled for her, and yelled for her. And we could not find her. Candy was in hysterics. And we never did find her. She called 911, and she called Donnie, and we sent the boys down over the hill, and I stood in front of over by the edge there and watched them. And was praying to God every minute that nobody would take them. And there was no sign of her.
Do you believe that someone took Summer, or do you believe that she wandered off? What do you believe happened?
I believe somebody took her. I know people say it doesn't happen, but it does happen. It happens in small towns, it happens in big towns. It happens in the country.
It happens in small towns, it happens in big towns, it happens in the country. Did you notice that she mentioned the country last? Did you notice that? You know, when you're fucking a liar, when you're a liar, and you're trying to get some shit over on people, that's how you do it, right? That's how you do it. When you're telling a big fat lie, you don't want to mention the country first when you're telling a big fat lie, right? You want to mention it last. You want to, you want to put the most obvious places up front where people say, yeah, yeah, and then hit them with the country, right? Well, Grandus, that isn't country right there. That isn't a country road where people go flying down it and it's at ground level. Country is when people come flying down a road, and that road, everything's at ground level, and you can see little children running around on the farmland because you're coming down the country road and you see their barn and you see their big house back there, and you see all the crops, and you see the children running around, and I mean, it's, just country is when houses and stuff are off the road right there. You're not in country, honey. You're in what they call isolation, right? That's what you're in. You're in a holler, a dead-end holler, where when someone comes in there, the only thing they could think about is getting the fuck back out because they don't know what the hell they did to get in there to begin with, right? Like, nobody even comes in there that doesn't live there because it's so creepy. It's so weird. It don't lead to nowhere. There's no reason for someone, if you don't live there, there's no reason for you to turn in there because it's just it leads to a dead end. That's what it does. And you have to come back out, turn around, come all the way back, and it's hell to turn around, right? It's hell to turn around without being on someone's property in that stinky place back there. And then that ain't even the half of it. When you're riding down that road, you're not seeing nobody's freaking houses. When those houses are all the way up on a mother freaking hill. You ain't seeing nobody's shit. I mean, you see a little bit of some stuff, but you don't see Andy Bernard's, you don't see the Wells, you don't see some of the other houses because they're up too high to see anything. They're just way up high. You wouldn't even know what the hell's up there. It's isolation. All you're going to be seeing coming down through there is just a bunch of damn foliage on both sides of you. Trees and whatever else has been grown wild in that damn place. And you're not even going to think about it. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't care. I do not care how fit you are. I don't care if you're 20 or you're 80. You're not going to fucking try. You ain't going to be trying to climb some big ass freaking hill where 5 people are, right? Where 5 people are besides the little girl. You got Candace, you got Grandus, you got 3 boys up there, 3 pretty big boys. You're not going to go up there where there's 5 people, sitting around besides this child. And this child's in a house. It's not like it's outside. It's not like it's down playing around the road. This child is all the way up there, all the way inside of a home. You have no idea where in that house this kid is. But you're going to, all of a sudden, like, that's so Raven, right? That's so Raven. You're going to put on your brakes because you just got a vision of a kid up here in a basement. And you're going to go charging up that freaking side of that hill, right? Busting your ass halfway up there. Sliding back down, trying to pull yourself back up. Finally, you get to the top of it. You're going to, By now, your freaking tongue's hanging out because it's mother freaking hot, right? It's June. It's the middle of June. And you're going to, broad open daylight, you're going to crawl across the freaking yard, right? Right where these people could see you. They could spot you. And you're going to, you know, and you're going to get to the basement door. And you're going to be like, little kid, come out and give me a drink of water so I'll have enough freaking, you know, strength and everything to snatch you up and slide my ass back down this hill with you screaming and kicking and beating the hell out of me. There's no way. I don't care. It couldn't happen. It cannot happen. That's insane. That's insane. I'm going to tell you something. Summer was little, and Summer was, you know, malnutrition somewhat. But that kid was strong. That child was pulling its own weight up, you know, on swings and pulling his weight up on monkey bars. And what I'm saying is this kid was solid muscle. And for someone to try to take her down a side of a hill, I don't care what age they was. Like I said, I don't care if they were 20. I don't care if they were 80. That kid would have beat the crap out of them. It would have been screaming. It would have been one hell of a commotion. That person would have ran off. They would have dropped that kid and ran the hell off, you know, before they got busted. I mean, that definitely would have alerted. It would have alerted Jody Sue's. It would have alerted the neighbor. It would have alerted Candace and Grandus outside. Everybody would have been out there, right? I mean, a kid screaming, kicking, knocking this person around. That person would have been falling on the side of that hill. There's no way they could have kept their balance with a screaming, kicking kid. There's no way. No way it could have happened. That's bullshit. And that's what law enforcement knows. That's why Ronnie Lawson said no freaking signs of an abduction. No signs. Because Ronnie Lawson knows that if somebody tried to come up that hill, they would have been leaving some skid marks. They would have been leaving, you know, and if they would have had a kid with them, there would have been some, you know, there would have been some freaking bad stuff. They'd have been some really bad stuff down that hill. You know, somebody would have been leaving DNA all over the place. There's no way. Absolutely no way. It's BS. Right? I don't believe it for 5 minutes. Hell no. Hell no. You know, I would believe wandering off. I would believe wandering off. You know, if Don, Candace, and Grandus would have picked the wandering off stuff, you know, we don't know what happened. You know, she might have, you know, got out into the woods. I would have believed that a hell of a lot more. You know, 5 years old, not knowing 5-year-olds run off all the time, don't they? I mean, take a 5-year-old to the store. I'm going to tell you, a 5-year-old could freak you the hell out. I mean, they're standing there with you 1 second, you turn around and that kid is gone. It's like you don't even know where it went. 5-year-olds can freak you out. Little kids, you know, you got to keep a hold of little kids all the time. You cannot take your eyes off them for 5 seconds because they could be gone. So I would have more believed that BS. But I don't believe that because Don and Candace totally and utterly said, you know, they're sorry that them guys had to go out there. They're sorry they had to waste their time, but they could have told them that she wasn't out there. Well, if you could tell them that this child wasn't out in those woods when you don't know what the hell happened, you're not supposed to know anything. But if you can tell law enforcement where a child isn't, and you know for sure it isn't, then you must damn well know where it is. That's just my, I would have arrested them all right then and there. They would have all been in handcuffs right then and there. I'd have been taking their asses to jail right then and there. I just said, you just fucked up. Can you turn around, put your hands behind your back like right now? Because when you can tell me where someone isn't, you have to know where they are. And you just screwed up. So you know what? We're going to go downtown. You need to explain all of this. You need to tell us now where your daughter is. You need to let us know where your daughter is right now. Because you just admitted you know. Yes, sir, you did. When you told us where she isn't, then you told us you know where she is. You're under arrest. That's all we needed. That's the only confession out your fucking mouth, buddy. We need it today to put handcuffs on all your asses. I would have arrested them. No shit. They would have been going to jail. Just saying, you guys. Just saying. That, that's me. That's me. Hey, Whoopi, I appreciate that super sticker. All right. God bless. God bless. I appreciate you supporting Summer's channel, hon. Hey, Mad Hatter became a YouTube member. Hey, girl, I appreciate that. Absolutely. God bless. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Brat. We so appreciate it over here. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what they found in the landfill. Who they found, right? Who they found in the landfill. It could be Sebastian's case as well. It could be Sebastian's case as well. It could be Summer. It could be Sebastian. It could be someone else. But, I mean, wow. I pray, I pray it's not either one of these kids. I pray that it's not Sebastian or Summer in a landfill. I pray it's not either one of them, you guys. I really do. I pray that it's neither one. But with two, we also have a few women, we got a young mother missing in Tennessee as well, right? We've had a young mother missing for a while in Tennessee, and a couple of other young ladies that are missing in Tennessee as well. They came up missing after the young mother did. So, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, what we're going to hear. Get updated on what they found out there. Yes, it is open panel here. Every night, open panel. Anyone who would like to take the link and come up and have your say. Like I said, this is America, freedom of speech here. Anyone like to come up and, give some insight on what you think, could have happened. Everything's taken into consideration, we're not saying we're right on what happened to Summer. We're saying this is what the puzzle's showing, right? It's the pieces we got, but it's always open panel for people who might have other pieces of the puzzle that might show other things, right? Or maybe stabilize what we already believe. It's always good. Everybody works together. It takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a whole world to find one when they're missing. That's just how it is. That's how it is. Hey, that's me. You got that right, Sad Eyes. Rest their ass. That's right. When you could say where someone isn't, then you obviously know where they are. So that's all it would have took for me. If I was in the position Ronnie Lawson was in, they asses would have been going downtown in handcuffs on June the 15th, 2021. they'd have been going downtown in handcuffs when they was telling, my searchers that the kid ain't out there, right? That the child isn't out there. Don't even waste your time. Well, if you're telling me you know where it's, it's not there, then you got to know where it's at. And to me, that is a confession. That's a confession that you know everything, and I need to be arresting you. And also, when they're all having the same story, when they're all three scripted up with the same freaking bullshit, I'm going to get them on that too, right? I'm going to get them on that as well. Just saying. Grandis should be worrying about Summer, not Candace. She should have been worrying about her granddaughter, right? She should have been coming forth what happened to her granddaughter. Hey, Lucy, I appreciate that super chat. All right. God bless. I appreciate you supporting Summer's channel, sweetie. Right? Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to tell you, little Summer did not deserve, she didn't deserve to be born into that family, right? Let alone go through all the hell they put her through and then completely disappear. You got some evil, shady people. I mean, usually you have one, right? You have one that's really weird and shady, right? You usually have like the dad that's okay and a mom being weird, or a mom that's okay and the dad being weird, right? I mean, like fucking grandma and grandpa ain't ever supposed to be weird, right? Grandma and grandpa's ain't supposed to be weird. Where the fuck? This old lady's freaking weird. She's grandma and she's weird, right? Grandma ain't supposed to be weird. Mom and dad can be weird, but not grandma. That's just, that's against everything. Grandma ain't supposed to be weird, man. Grandma's supposed to bake cookies and shit, right? Grandma's supposed to be the one with the soft hand, right? And baking cookies and giving you milk, and grandma's supposed to be nice. Like, not this granny. This granny's like the freaking wolf that took over Granny's bed, right? It's like when Little Red Riding Hood got inside the house, and she thought she was talking to Granny, but she was talking to the wolf. Granny's locked up in a closet, right? And the wolf's laying in the bed. I'm going to tell you, that's Grandus. That's Grandus. Oh, what big eyes you have, Grandma. What big teeth you have, Grandma. Better to see you with. Better to eat you with, right? What the freak? That's the grandma, the real grandma that Summer had. If you ask me, that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
And I believe somebody took her.
Right? Exactly.
Do you have an attorney yourself?
No, ma'am. He can call me anytime. He can pull up in this yard and knock on my door.
Oh, I wanted to talk to the news station because I want to clear up. What I want to do is I want to clear up Ronnie Lawson making a statement about we ain't cooperating with law enforcement. So I want to talk to the news station, but I don't want to talk to the news station when my 5-year-old granddaughter's missing and, we don't supposedly know what happened. I don't want to talk to the news about that, right? I don't want to talk about Summer Moon Utah Wells at all. But I want to talk about Ronnie Lawson saying that we ain't cooperating, right? And I want the news station out here right now because of what Ronnie Lawson said. I don't want the news station out here because my granddaughter's missing and needs to be found, brought home, and justice served. No. Let's not talk about my granddaughter. Let's talk about Ronnie Lawson and it's bullshit about us not cooperating. Listen, Grandma, your ass hauled ass so you didn't have to cooperate. And that is the truth. Your ass has been hiding. Why? Why? Won't you just, why don't you come out here and tell everybody why you're hiding that ass? You weren't hiding that ass when your daughter Rose went missing, but you're hiding that ass when your daughter's daughter, Summer Moon Utah Wells, comes up missing. And you happen to be there that day. You're running off. You didn't have that news. You didn't even want to talk to that news station about Summer at all. You wanted to talk about Ronnie Lawson. You wanted to talk about the fucking YouTubers, but you didn't want to talk about Summer. You're just like Don and Candace. Don and Candace wants to bring that asses out here, and they want to talk about religion, and they want to talk about all and everything. The stepsisters up in Utah, the freaking Bible, and everything else. Some lady that we don't know a damn thing about that wrote some books we don't know. He even wants to read the books to us and have us reading them and hand them out. But they don't want to talk about Summer Moon Utah Wells, which is the whole point we're here. You guys don't want to talk about her. None of y'all up on that damn hill wanted to talk about Summer. You want to talk a bunch of other shit, but you don't want to talk about her. I find that very suspicious, Granny. And I'm so sad that Ronnie Lawson did not arrest all of your asses when you told him where Summer wasn't. That means you knew where she was. And to me, that was a confession. And he should have been arresting your asses up. That's just my opinion. And I will damn keep it. Something ain't right in Tennessee. I don't know if the bloodline's too thick. I don't know what the hell it is. But, these people just don't. They don't mother freaking click right? The brain don't kick in and do what needs to be done. What I'm saying is these motherfuckers ain't no fast thinkers, are they? They ain't no fast thinkers for sure. I'm going to tell you what. I'd have went in there. As soon as I took the fingerprints off the inside and outside of that basement door and seen that Summer's prints weren't fresh on either one, and there was no one else's fingerprints, like outside of that family on that door, Candace's ass would have been being arrested. She'd have been being arrested right then and there because I just said, ma'am, there's no way your child went in or out of there. You're lying. Turn around, put the cuffs on you. I mean, that would have been it. These people dropped the fucking ball like nobody's ever dropped the ball before. Just saying. Just saying.
And ask me any questions he wants to ask me.
How often are you in contact with law enforcement, whether it be Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, TBI, even FBI?
They have not contacted me since...
They have not contacted me since. Right? They have not. I'm going to tell you something. I'll tell you right now. You let a child come up missing that I know, and I'm going to be calling law enforcement every day. I am going to be calling them every day. Right? I'm going to become their best friend. I'm going to be at the police station giving up donuts, giving out hot coffees. I'm going to be picking up the trash outside the place. Right? I'm going to get to know these people by first name. I'm going to be like so into their life. I'm going to be so into their life. I'm going to be pulling up. I'm going to be pulling up at Ronnie Lawson's house in a limousine, picking him up for work. He's going to be going to work in a limousine from now on. And I'm going to freaking be the driver so that I can let down the little thing and talk to him on the way there about the missing child that needs to be found, right? I'm going to tell you, if that was my grandchild, they wouldn't have to fucking call me. They don't need to call me. I'm going to be right there. I need to know everything every second of the day. I'm going to be just like Michael Vaughn's mother. I'm going to be going to police. They don't need to come to me. Right? Just saying. Just saying. See, I can't talk to Ronnie Lawson about Summer's case. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not, what I'm saying is he can't give me, it don't do me no good to pull up in a limousine and pick Ronnie Lawson up and take him to work for Summer. The reason why it don't do me no good is because he can't tell me anything. I'm not the parent. I'm not the grandparent. So he can't give me information. But I'm going to tell you what, he could give it to them. And if Summer was really missing, trust me, law enforcement wouldn't have to be calling them. They'd be calling law enforcement. That's another telltale sign who's guilty, right? That's another telltale sign.
The YouTubers were down here in the driveway, and we asked them about trespassing.
And going off of that, how often is Candace in contact, or anybody in contact with the agents working Summer's case?
I can't speak for Candace. In the beginning, they were here off and on all the time, but now I haven't heard from them.
At the beginning, they were there off and on all the time. You wasn't there, Grandus. You were not there. I know you wasn't there. You're done hauled ass on Candace and Donald. You were there when they were searching. But as soon as they came around asking for that timeline, you hauled ass out of there. You ran off when they was wanting a timeline. From 2:30 to 6:30, you ran off. You were gone. And they was coming up there. They was coming up there wanting that timeline from Candace, and your ass was nowhere to be found to give it. Because they wanted some information from you too. And you was hiding from it all. And Candace was taking all the blows because you weren't around to take any. She was the one getting questioned up all the time about 2:30 to 6:30. You wasn't nowhere around to freaking give any input, any insight, or anything from 2:30 to 6:30. You ran the hell off, didn't you? Yes, you did. And you know what? Yeah, you knew that they was knocking on the door and everything because your ass was always sitting on that phone or sitting up on the freaking computer. You always had your freaking nose stuck into that house through some kind of electronical device because you were too big of a coward to have that physical ass up there and be facing law enforcement.
Told TBI I left. I went to the sheriff's department and talked to Ron Lawson. And
you went to the sheriff's department because you didn't have no choice but to. They told you asked to be there the next day, and you and Donald was, and they had to send a police car to get your daughter because your daughter, she wasn't going to go, right? She wasn't going to go.
And told him, you've got my phone number. Anything comes up, just call me, let me know. And they've never called me or anything, and I don't know the rights in Tennessee with the grandchildren. I don't know. But if they can't get a hold of Candy, they could always call me. I left because I had a medical appointment. It was my yearly medical appointment, which is coming up again. And so I can get my prescriptions renewed. And that's the only way I can get them renewed is by seeing my doctor. And then I also go to the missing in Wisconsin, which is in April, which is coming up real soon. So, and I spend some time with my sister. And if people think that's wrong of me, then I guess that's what they'll have to think. Stop the rumors, stop the lies. You know, people go on YouTube. If they want to help, that's great. But if they want to spread lies,
Oh, if they want to help, that's great. How can they help when you guys don't want no help? How could anyone? You didn't even want law enforcement's help. You didn't want them on that land searching. You didn't want anyone else on that land searching. Matter of fact, that's why everybody was getting rolled off the hill. Because as soon as they started looking around, you guys didn't want them around there any longer. You didn't want help. What you wanted was a bunch of people to bullshit with, and like Benny Keys to laugh with, the bullshit with, to play games with. You did not want anyone getting serious about Summer and Summer being missing. As soon as Benny started to become serious and want to look at things and really search into what happened to Summer, he got canned. As soon as Allie and Cam started questioning and trying to get to the nitty gritty of what happened to Summer, they got canned. You guys do not want to talk about Summer. You just want to play fucking games. And that's the truth. You don't want no help, old lady. What the hell you talking about? Nobody can help you. Nobody can help you. I mean, how can you help someone evil enough to know what happened to a 5-year-old child and keep their fucking mouth shut like you have, Grandma, and make shit up? Shut up. You piss me off.
that's a different story. Because that's all they're doing now is spreading lies. They're reaching and trying to figure out what lie can we spread now. And I'm tired of it. That's why I come on camera. Because I am sick and tired of the lies, of the YouTubers lying about my daughter, about my granddaughter, about me.
Nobody's lying about Summer. How's anyone lying about your granddaughter? Nobody's lying about Summer. Don't even bring Summer into this, bitch. Don't even bring her into it. Don't go there. Your daughter's a liar, and you're a liar. You didn't want no help. You wasn't working with law enforcement. You just admitted that if they want to call you, great. But you wasn't going to call them. This is your granddaughter missing, lady. If you didn't have nothing to fucking hide and you wasn't afraid, you'd be calling law enforcement. If you were innocent, you wouldn't care to talk to law enforcement every single day. The reason you don't want to talk to them and the reason they got to call you is because you've got some shit to hide. Right? Case closed. Nobody's lying on you. You're lying. Because you're scared of your old ass going to prison. And that's why you hauled it off that hill and ran like hell. Because you wasn't about to be sitting up there like a duck, ready to get handcuffed up and pulled away. There you go. Nobody's lying but you. And Ronnie Lawson wasn't lying when he said you bastards was not, you guys were not cooperating with law enforcement. He wasn't lying. Absolutely not. And Don Wells did lawyer up. You guys did lawyer up. That's true. All of Ronnie Lawson don't have a reason to lie. Grand ass. You do. You do.
They just don't understand.
The family still cooperating? I know you said obviously no Don's there, but like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. They have attorneys.
Is there anything else on that front you wanted to say or speak about?
Not right now. And they're just so much on social media and calling into my office and TBI fine that it's not even relevant to the case, and the rumor mills, and it hinders it because sometimes we have to stop the wheels to check into something that's not even close to it. And I assure you that we have to give 100% effort. I mean, we, TBI, the FBI, my officers, we give 100% effort on this case.
There you go. People are calling in, running them around with stuff that ain't even close to it. He says not even close to it. This man already knows what's close to it. He already knows. It's to prove it. To know it and prove it is two different things. This man knows who's guilty as hell. And he just told you they're lawyered up, right? They're lawyered up. They're not cooperating. He just told you who the guilty parties are. Right? He knows. All he just needs more to prosecute it up. I mean, it's not that they don't know. We know. Right? It's the way it is, you guys. It's the way it is.
Okay, I'm gonna film around this side. No, around this side. No, around this side. No, around this side.
Now, what I want you to listen to here is the slamming door. What I want you to listen to is, because this is the door that, Summer supposedly came out of, or somebody supposedly took her out of, right? This is supposed to be the door that, this is the getaway door. Right here. What I want you to listen to is the sound of it.
No, around this side. No, around this side.
Did you see how hard you got to shut that bitch? Do you see how loud that door is? And take a look right there. Take a look straight up the little ways. What is that? I believe that's Grandma's camper. Looks like Grandma's camper to me. Able to see right down through there. That's what it looks like to me, folks. I don't know. There seems like.
No, around this side. No, around this side. No.
Took me into the ER.
Now watch this. Watch this.
Because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid.
Did you see that? Did you hear the noise like a slamming door? Because see, Grandus was sitting right up here at this camper. She was sitting right there. Now, listen to the door.
No.
Took me into the ER.
Listen to this door.
No, around this side. No.
Took me into the ER.
Now listen to the noise, because when the news station went up there, somebody slammed. I believe purposely. I believe they purposely slammed a door on one of the vehicles. Watch this. While she's busy talking, I think they purposely slammed a door. Now watch what happens, because they knew how loud that back door was. Watch this.
Because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid.
Wow, look at Grandma looking. Oh, what big ears you have, Granny. What big ears you have. Oh, better to hear you with. Right? If somebody would have shut that door, Grandus would have heard it, because she's sitting right there, sitting actually closer at her camper door to that sound than she was here. But see her look? Did you see her look? Oh, yeah.
So, took me into the ER because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid.
Boom. Grandma looks.
So, took me into the ER because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid. So,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And she looked. Nobody came up there. Law enforcement knows. And I believe the news station tested her ass, and now they know. Right? Now they know. You know, ain't nothing wrong with her fucking hearing. She hears it all. You know, these people ain't as smart. Grandus and Candace, and they ain't as smart as they think, right? I'm going to tell you, there's people out there that can outfox the fox, right? Absolutely. There you go. I'm going to tell you something. I do not believe that Grandus is, innocent in any way, form, or how of June 15th, 2021. I don't believe it. I'm going to tell you what. Here you go. Boom. Right there is Grandas's trailer. Right there. And as you can see all the way down. You can see all the way down to the back, the basement door. You can also see all the way around here to the kitchen door. You can see both. Take a look there. She's far enough back she can see all the way on both of them. I'm going to tell you right now, that old bat could see all the way around that house. You wasn't coming anywhere on that property that she wasn't going to see you. No way in hell. No way in hell. She was right there. No way. No way, you guys. Exactly. Right. Absolutely. Randomly. No way. Absolutely not. It's just, I'm just saying, we're going to go through each one of these suspects, each one of them. And we're going to be calling out all of their actions in Summer's case. Right? We're, see who looks the guiltiest. Which one of them's looking the guiltiest? I say Grandus pretty damn guilty, if you ask me. That's my opinion. I'll keep it. Just saying. Does she, do I think she deserves handcuffs? Hell yeah. That's my opinion. I think she was very close. Very, very, very close to what happened to this child. I do. I really do. All evidence points to Grandus knowing everything, right? All evidence points to her knowing everything. Just saying. That's my opinion. That's the way it looks. And Don and Candace lawyered up while Don was in jail. They lawyered up while Don was inside jail. Once Don got out of jail, they did away with the lawyer. He was lawyered up inside. Because he was afraid. He was afraid law enforcement was coming in there, and talking to him and telling him that they'll show up, night or day, anytime if he wants to, give up what happened to his daughter. And so he lawyered up while he was inside the jail cell, for his own protection. I think he thought they might work him over a little bit. He would kind of get what Fred did if he didn't lawyer up. So they were lawyered up what time he was in jail. Once he came out of jail, he unlawyered. That's true story. That's what happened. Hey, Seeking Truth, I appreciate it. Super sticker. Girl, I appreciate you supporting Summer's channel. God bless. Don and Candace Grandbun, not too late to make it right. It's not ever too late to make it right, right? It's not. It's not. I hate to say it, but I think if Don Wells was going out of this world, I hate to say this, but I think if Don Wells was going out of this world and he knew he was going out, I think he'd tell it. I think Don Wells would confess everything and screw old Candace and Grandus. I think he would screw them both and tell exactly what happened. I do. I think he would, I really do. I think he would do what's right for Summer. And let both of them, get thrown in the melting pot. If you ask me, I don't think he overly likes Candace that much anyway, and he certainly don't like her mother, right? I mean, he's out there unplugging the electric to Grandma's camper, right? He's just pulling the fucking plug on her. So if he pulled the plug on her camper, he's probably going to pull the plug, on their dirty little secret if he was going out of this world, and he knew it. So, they shouldn't be feeling too safe. They shouldn't be feeling too safe, what I'm saying is they might want to work extra hard to keep Don healthy, right? They might want to work extra hard keeping him healthy, because I truly do believe that he would tell. I really do. I think he came close. I think he came really close at the beginning to tell. I think he's got a little bit of a conscience. I think he does have a little bit of a conscience, because it was really getting to him. And I think at one point he was really ready to spill the beans. Until Benny Keys came along. Once he got with Benny and them, it was done. It was done. I mean, it just took him back. It took him back, to the evil days. To not care anymore. And, because they're at first, I think Don has somewhat of a conscience, because he was actually really, Candace wasn't trying to get into the church. She wasn't trying to get into the church, right? She was laying on a bench like a freaking Norman Rockwell painting. The only thing missing was, the freaking bottle of wine, right? Or whiskey at her feet. And she's in the church laying on a pew, mother freaking slunched over like a great big fucking clown sleeping. And, she ain't trying to get in with God or the church or anything. She's just there, to be seen and not have to watch her kids. Don, on the other hand, you could see him in the church sitting straight up, trying to listen and trying to, partake. And I think, the Holy Spirit might have been moving a little bit with Don Wells. And I think when everything went down, when it all went down, I think he kind of worried about his soul at that point. He was a little worried about his soul. And I think he was really close to spilling the beans. But, he got with some really bad people that, kind of took that consciousness away. He felt like he was back in the hood again, back, where he liked to be when he was young, and kind of destroyed it all. It destroyed it all for Summer, and that was sad. I seen it slip away. I watched it slip away, to be honest with you. You're doing a great job, PG. Hey, VM, I appreciate that, girl. I appreciate it. God bless. Hey, I got a super chat. Absolutely, for Summer's channel. God bless. I appreciate you supporting Summer's channel. Amen. God bless. But yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for supporting Summer's channel. Hey, Carrie, I appreciate that. And yes, we do. We do appreciate it. Absolutely. Seeking Truth, thank you for the much support, Summer's channel. Amen. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate BM's support. I appreciate all your all's support where Summer's concerned. God bless you, each and every one of you. Mama PG, you should call Don one night on your live. I bet you can get him to slip up. And then Don isn't going to. Don is. He left evil Benny Keys and he's gotten with evil white boy. And you know, I could call him, but I'm not. I'm not, because you're not going to get nothing. You're not going to get nothing out of Don and Candace. Calling them is a waste of your time. And personally, to be honest with you, that isn't where the answers are. That isn't where the answers are anymore. I mean, we got all the answers there. That's not where the real answers are at this particular time. The real answers right now is being held with other people. They're being, you know, you want to focus more on other people. I can't mention who these people are because I don't want them knowing they're being focused upon. But there's other people and they're talking right now. And that's really where you want to put your sights at. You know, Don and Candace are kind of has-beens, and we know, you know, there's no doubt in our minds their involvement in all of this. There's no doubt in our minds. You know, tonight we went over Granny, right? We went over Granny, and we could clearly see, you know, how fucking guilty, in my opinion, Granny is. There's no doubt. Why do we want to call Granny when we got all the information we need here? You know, there's some people I like to call. There's some I like, and I might. You know, right now I'm sitting back and I'm observing, that's what I want to do. You know, and they're talking, so I'm listening. You know, that's what you want to do. But, you know, I may, after I get the information I'm seeking and so forth, I may give them calls. You know, I might give them calls. Matter of fact, when I get the information, and once I listen and I get the information that I'm seeking, to be honest with you, I probably won't have to call them. They'll probably be up here on the panel, right? The one thing I know about these people, when I put their information out, they love to show up here, right? They come running. So we probably ain't going to have to make no calls. They'll be up here, you know, they'll be up here trying to lie their way up and out of things. You know, and we'll have to tell them like it is, right? Then we'll have to play the recordings of all the stuff, you know, they've been saying to prove to them, yeah, you did. And, you know, then we'll probably have to give them a steel-toe boot on, you know, in the ass into PG hell. You know, that's usually the way it goes, right? That's how it goes. So, you know, it is what it is. But talking to Don, Candace, and Grandus, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I might call him just for funsies. You know, I might call him just for the fucking hell of it. Who knows? You know, I don't even know what PG's going to do. I don't know what PG's going to do. I don't, you know, you guys put stuff on my head and then I think about it. I might do it. I don't know. It depends on what day it is, right? Depends on what day it is. I do, you know, I'm batshit fucking crazy. I do all kinds of crazy shit, you know, but you got it in my head now. I might do it for funsies, you know, just to do it. Right? Just to do it now. I don't know. You guys know me. You've been here long enough to know me. It's hard telling what the hell I might do. Yeah, right. Oh, I do get under his skin. Trust me. I get under Domwell's skin. I really do. And I get under that bitch ass old lady of his too. Right? I get under both of their fucking skin. Well, I don't want to be under their skin. Trust me. That's nasty. That's fucking nasty. Man, my OCD just kicked in. For real. For real. I'm a germophobic. You know, I can't be thinking about being under those fuckers' skin. Right? Yeah. Can't do that, man. It cost me like $200 to go lay on the sofa and talk to my freaking shrink. Right? Always thinking about being under their skin. Now I have to come and see you. Help me. Right? I can't think about this shit. Doc, I was out 3 a.m. buying all kinds of soap and disinfectants and all kinds of shit. Just thinking about it. Be like, go home, PG, eat your brownies and everything will be okay. That's what I wanted to hear. Shit, for $200, I would think that, you know, I would think my head doctor would have some fucking brownies already baked up and waiting on me, right? And some good shit to wash them down with. Come on. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, God. Candace is jealous of PG talking to Dawn. Candace is jealous of anything that moves. Candace was jealous of her 5-year-old little girl. Her own 5-year-old little girl. And Candace was jealous of her own 5-year-old little girl because she didn't have enough fucking ass to stand up to Don Wells. She didn't have enough fucking ass to protect her daughter against this fucking beast, right? She didn't have enough ass. That's Candace's problem. Grasshopper says, what? Yeah, it's fact. It's fact. Don Wells is sleeping with her 5-year-old daughter in his birthday suit, right next to the 5-year-old. Not next to mommy, but next to the 5-year-old. I just heard recently that actually Candace didn't even sleep in the basement. That's word through the grapevine. I don't know. But word is she didn't even sleep in the basement. It was just Dawn and Summer. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know. I wasn't there. This is just, coming from some people close to the vest. And he's showering with her, right? He's showering with her. Jose isn't going to get Summer's towel and tell Candace to get that kid out of there, or he will, if he did not see and hear some shit that he should not be hearing and seeing, right? There'd be no reason for it. But he did. And that's why law enforcement was called. Law enforcement was not called because Don raced back from Utah and, because he heard about Jose being there. That's not true. Law enforcement was called because Jose demanded Candace to get Summer out of the shower or he was going to do it. And Candace did it, and Don flipped the fuck out. And all hell broke loose. And then they wanted to send Jose away, get rid of Jose. And Candace did not, Don told her he'd get her a new vehicle if she kept her mouth shut about everything. She sold her own daughter out. She sold her daughter out for a new car. Just saying. Just saying. And law enforcement dropped the ball at that time too. Because the 911 operator clearly heard this child screaming for help. Heard the mother hollering, he's attacking my daughter. He's always attacking my daughter. Which he was always showering with her. And, and heard somebody in the background talking about the R word and all kinds of other stuff. But when the police get there, they do not want to see the 5-year-old screaming. They do not want to question her. They do not want to have Child Protective Services, take her to a emergency room to be looked over, right? To make sure, a well check. They didn't do nothing. They dropped the ball miserably on Summer. So many times. Because, these people don't give a fuck. All these people want is their paycheck. They don't want to be doing their job in the first place. They don't do their jobs. And they get paid whether they do or don't. And they just really don't care. They really don't care. I mean, kids that need to be took get left behind. And, Child Protective Services like to take kids from clean homes, smart parents, parents that can afford attorneys to fight in court and all of these things. They don't like to take kids from people like Don and Candace because it just ends up costing the state a bunch of money, right? A ton of money. And these people have no money. They have no money. They're not going to spend no money to get their kids back. You're going to be lucky if they do anything to get their kids back, right? And then they feel like, they got to find foster care for these kids. These kids got a lot of issues going on and stuff. And they feel like it just drains the system. So they usually don't do anything with these kids until something as bad, happens as it did to Summer. Something really, really bad has to go down before they take these kids. That's what I'm saying. It's just the way that system is. And Child Protective Services, they super love. They love to swoop in and take newborns. They love to swoop in and take newborns because they got all kinds of people pay big money. Because then the newborn goes into, goes into foster care, and pretty soon they can, they can adopt them out for, for a lot. And that brings money back into, to their pockets. Um, it's just the way it is. These people are, these people out there are vultures. They're vultures. It's all about the dollar. It's all about the dollar, you guys. You know, I don't know why they didn't swoop in and take Summer at birth. I don't know why they didn't swoop in and take all of these kids. Um, you know, there should be a law. There should be a law that, that if a parent has a record of abusing their children in the past, you know, like Don Wells did with, his first two kids, trying to sell one, actually tried to sell them both. Um, you know, and Candace having her two kids that were already in the system, that, one ain't going to ever live a normal life again, right? And the other one really isn't going to as well, being shuffled through the system the way they were. After that, and then in Arkansas, she got another one took, right? Because she was addicted, she was, to my understanding, took it away because of addiction, and so forth. But if they have a history, that kind of history of abuse already, I think that they have any more children, they should just automatically be taken at birth and adopted out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They should just be taken. Because no child's safe with them, right? No child is safe with them. They've done proved that from their past history. So they shouldn't have any more chances. Just saying. And if that law would have been in place and it would have been carried out, well, we would have had 4 children, still here and doing well, right? We wouldn't have had one completely missing. We wouldn't have 3 in foster care that's just mentally fucking destroyed because of, these evil bastards who abused and neglected the hell out of them for years, right? We wouldn't have had all of this. Just saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? Yeah, everything's corrupt today. Everything's corrupt. Everything. It's all corrupt out there. Absolutely. Grandus and Candace and Donald, this is the shit that they love to do.
Hey, she's not in the fucking corner. There she
Yes, I am. I'm scratching my back. I'm in the corner.
There she is.
How you doing, lovely?
I just want to thank everybody for helping my daughter. And thank everybody for the prayers for my granddaughter. And thank you so much, Benny.
You're welcome, lovely. You know I love you, right?
You got a special spot in my heart, bud.
And you got a special one in my heart too, Mama. You know that.
Yeah. When he was, bullshitting with them, acting like, he didn't give a F about anything, but, his clique likes his views, cash app, gang, didn't care about the kids or anything. He, that he was like them, just who cares about stuff, right? I just want to hang out with you guys, I just want to run my channel, hang out with you guys. It don't matter to me, kind of thing. If you don't want to talk about Summer or the case, it's okay. Let's talk about other stuff. They was kissing his ass, right? They was kissing Benny's ass. Because that's what they want to do. That's the kind of sick, evil bastards they are. But the minute Benny started talking about Summer, asking questions about Summer, you know, when he felt comfortable enough with these idiots to, you know, start to, you know, put a little pressure on what went on and what happened, and he got rolled off the hill, right? He got rolled the hell off. Because they don't want to talk about that. They want to bullshit like this, right? They want to bullshit like this. I mean, look at Granny. Now watch her.
Always. Always. House is looking good. It's looking nice and white and vibrant. You guys are whipping this thing's ass. You know that, right? You guys are fixing to beat the shit out of this whole situation. You know that, right?
You see how uncomfortable Granny got? Did you see when Benny said, you guys are fixing to whip the shit out of all of this? And, you know, did you see how uncomfortable she got? Did you see that? Because I seen it. I seen how uncomfortable, you know, Granny wasn't shaking her head. Yeah, then, right? She wasn't, you know, doing all the shit she, you know, no. She got very uncomfortable. Because you know what? Her conscience. You see her look at Candace? Did you see her look at Candace? Yeah. Both bitches' conscience. I think Granny might have a little bit of a conscience too. Because I seen it get to her right there. She's like, you know, they know. They know.
Win. We're going to fucking win. I promise.
Win what? Look at her face. Win what? Look at her right now. She's like, there's nothing to win. There's nothing to win. Why? Because they already know. They already know. Look at her face. Look. Look how nervous. Look, even Candace could tell that Granny's ass, you know, was, you know, giving it away. Even Candace could see Granny was locking up. I know Benny did. I know Benny saw it, you know. Granny's ass locked up there. Candace had, you know, Candace knew it. Granny was feeling very fucking uncomfortable in that chair. There you go. Look. To the point Candace ready to get off of there. Candace ready to get off there. She seen how uncomfortable Mama got. Right? As long as Benny's saying I love you and I care about you and, you know, party down. Come on, babies, let's do it. Let's go. Let's, you know. She was, yeah, you know, excited. But the minute he stops and starts towards the case, all Grandy got. Did you see how uncomfortable that ass got? You see how it had to set back? How it had to stabilize? How, I mean, that old bitch tensed up something fierce, didn't she? Looking guilty as fucking hell. I'm like, whoa. I'm going to tell you, that's observation. You know, you don't necessarily listen to what the person's saying. Their actions tell you a lot more. When you watch someone, you know, if you watched a lot of people in your life, you know, you pretty much can read people. You just observe them. You know, that'll tell you a lot more than what their words do. It's just watching them. Observation, you guys. And that old bitch was straight up uncomfortable as hell when he started to mention the house, and then, going into Summer's case. She had this, she was all leaned over and, all floppied and, and boy, once he brings it out, she was like stiffed up, had to sit, back in that chair, looking like, we don't want to talk about this shit, right? We don't want to talk about it. Touchy, sore subject. And she was just sitting there, she gave that look. What is there to talk about? We already know what went down. It was all over her face. I didn't need to ask anything else. I'll tell you, Benny was damn good at what he did. He was damn good, at what he did. It's sad that, he still can't be out here. He was a handful. He was a handful. That's true. But, he went those extra miles. He went those extra miles on Summer's case. He really did. I think Benny started to grow a conscience himself. And I think he really started to want to know what happened. And he started to ask questions, and he got rolled. Just like everybody else, Cam and Allie, all of them. I knew they're getting rolled before they did. I knew it. I already knew. I was warning them. They're about to get rolled, and they PG go, F up this or whatever. They thought they had the wells in their pocket, and here they got rolled. And I said, well, I told you, right? I told you. I tell you what. They didn't know the wells. They didn't know the wells the way PG knows the wells. They should have, they should have listened to me. They should have listened to me. But anyway, old grandma, she went from like looking like a hefty man, right? She went from looking like a lumberjack to, I don't know. I've seen somebody that looked like this. I can't remember who they was, but I'll find them and let you know. I seen it on a movie somewhere. I'll find it. To, look at her now, right? Look at her now. She got thin as hell. Granny looking old and thin as hell, right? I mean, looks to me like she's going downhill. Looks to me like she's going downhill like a snowball in Hades, but who am I? Who am I? That's my opinion. My opinion, y'all. She just ain't looking too good. And I don't really give a shit. I really don't give a shit. What I give a shit about is Summer Moon Utah Wells. What I care about is finding her, bringing her home, and getting justice for her. Summer is the victim, not fucking Granny. Or none of the rest of these shiesty ass son of a bitches that, had a hand in June the 15th, 2021, and have been doing nothing but lying since. I don't care about any of them. What, they suspects, I don't give a shit about. What I do care about, like I said, is this little girl. She needs to be found. She needs to be brought home. She's the one that was screaming, help, help me. Anyone, someone, please help me. She was screaming that. She's the one needing help and didn't get it. She's the one that was screaming, and the only one that seemed to help her was God, because that's where I truly believe she is now. That's what it had to come to for her to get help. That's what it had to come to save her and her brothers. And it shouldn't have ever had to come to that. But it did. And that little girl is the only one I care about. and her brother's getting closure and all of this so they can live life normally. That's all I care about. Nothing more, nothing less. And we will be going over each and every one of these creepy mother freakers, calling all of their bullshit out over the next few days. And we will not miss a beat of their involvement in what happened June the 15th, 2021. Not a beat. So stay tuned, you guys. Make sure you keep coming back because you're going to hear about all of them. Just like you heard about Granny tonight, you're going to hear about all of them. Every little detail is coming out, right? We're going to call them all out. And if they don't like it, hey, take the fucking link. Come on up here, right? Granny doesn't like it. Take the link and come up here. You ain't got nothing to hide, Granny. Bring your ass up here. Let's talk about it, right? You know how to get up on a screen. You get up on Candace's screen all the time in the house. To put your nose in everything and to hear all that's going on, right? Bring that ass up here. That's all I got to say. I don't think we'll be seeing Granny, right? I don't think we will. Because the last thing she wants is to be questioned. That's why she ran away from Ben Hill Road. To keep from being questioned. So she sure in the hell ain't going to show up anywhere else to be questioned, right? So we don't have to worry about her. So we're going to keep moving on. Amen. Absolutely, our bucket list has holes. You know, when we're done, we'll know which one falls out of the bag first, won't we? We'll know if we shake the bag which one's going to fall out first. That's all I'm saying. You know, I don't think Granny's going to fall out of the bag first, but I think she's going to be damn close to it, right? There you go. So make sure you guys come back for the rest of the shakedowns, right? I don't ever leave out of here without asking you to please, please, please pray for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Please pray for this little girl, this 5-year-old little baby, that the last real words we heard was help me. Somebody, anybody, please help me. Pray for her. Pray for her. Pray that God in heaven allows us to find this child. Pray that God lets us know what happened to her because we do care. We do love her and we do care. And we do want to know. We want to help Summer. We want to help bring her home. We want to help any way we can, right? To put her to rest. We want to help her brothers. We want to help her brothers know where she's at. We want to help them know they had nothing to do with it. We want to help them to know it's okay to move forward in life and to live a normal life. That their sister, you know, is in the arms of Jesus Christ. She's already where they need to be working to go in the future. Right? So they can be with their sister again someday. Because I truly do not believe Summer is still with us. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. But keep those prayers going up. because I know at some point God's going to answer. I know at some point He is going to let us know the truth. This is anything done in the dark will be pulled to the light, and I truly, trust in God, and I have faith that it will be pulled into the light. When, I don't know. Will, I do know. It will. So keep those prayers going up in the name of Jesus Christ, and keep them going up for all of these other missing children too. Michael Vaughn, Sebastian Rogers. Keep them going up in the name of Jesus. Amen. And let us pray. Let us pray. I don't know who they found out there in some field. I don't know. I just hope to God it's not, I hope it's not Summer or Sebastian in a landfill. God have mercy. God have mercy. That will mean that they were thrown away like garbage. That's what it would mean. That they were just thrown out there like garbage. I don't know if we could handle that. I really don't. Right? I hope Sebastian still has a chance of being alive. I really pray that he's found alive somewhere. To be honest with you. I don't, I don't know if he will or not. I really don't think so. I don't think so. From what I've, studied on Sebastian's case, from, everything being said, so forth, so on. I don't think Sebastian's with us either. I really don't. It's just sad. It's sad, you guys. So many children being victimized like this. It's sad. Let us pray for all of those out there right now that's being abused and neglected. Let us pray that someone steps in before any of this happens to them. Those children need our prayers too. And I sure do pray for them. In the name of Jesus, amen. Keep them prayers going up. Keep them going up for each other. Brat is right now, coming back from a surgery, and she was on panel tonight. Let us send prayers up for her. Let us send prayers up for Smiley. Smiley went through a lot of stuff there for a while, you guys, and it does get easier, but you still need those prayers for a long time. You need those prayers going up. Somebody just praying that God, keeps the arms around this person, and lets them have some peace and comfort, and each day get more and more better. Sometimes down the road it's a lot harder than it was at the beginning, right? So let us keep our Smiley in our prayers as well, and and one another. There's so many people needing prayer. You don't know what someone's going through. None of us do, but we're all going through something. All of us. We're all facing something every day, right? And keep Justin in your prayers as well. Keep him in your prayers as well. He deals with a lot of things too, a lot of negativity for sure. So keep him in your prayers as well. Keep those prayers going up, because that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to pray for one another, and know that PG's always praying for you all. I'm always praying for you all. I always wish the best for you, and I always pray, and I always tell the Lord, I don't want somebody in heaven. I want everybody there. So, I can't, I can tell them about you, Lord, and I can try to lead people to you. But you're the only one that can really, put the Holy Spirit upon them and make them want to become Christian, make them want to become, who they need to be and want to live forever with everybody in heaven as well. You hold all power. I hold none. So I tell him, please work with y'all. Please, please call you guys to the altar. Please call you to himself. So one day we can all be in heaven together forever. No more of this down here. No more of this sorrow, this pain, this hurt. This worry about all these little children being victimized like this. I like to see one day that we're all there with him and no more of this in the name of Jesus. Amen. So please pray for one another. God bless each and every one of you. And I so appreciate you guys being here for these children. Amen. All right. PG's going to get out of here. I'm going to say good night. God bless. Much, much love, you guys. Much love.